Boom. Yo, yo, yo. This is Big Boss. Big Boss from Oakland, California. Tonight we have, once again, a king. A king with a dream. What's up, King?
What's going on, Big Boss? Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. Glad to be back here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have been summoned by the boss. The boss has summoned a king. That's what's up. Real boss talk. Boss king talk. That's what's up. So, Mr. King, um, you have recently got back from yet another trip. Where did you go, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Just got back from another trip. So this time, my first time, in Cali, Colombia.
Okay.
So Cali, Colombia. Shout out to my brother Andre. Linked
Shout
up
out
with
to
him there.
Andre.
Yes, and then my homegirl. She does tours with D,
Okay.
and interesting enough, D is Afro Colombiana, and she lived in Houston, Texas for about 21, 22 years.
Oh,
So, yeah, so she has like that down south country accent, but then she goes into her Spanish. So it's just very interesting to hear that. Yeah, very
wow.
cool though. Yeah, so shout out to Andre and shout out to D.
Shout out
You
to
know,
D.
yes, for sure, man. It was very good, man. Very good. I learned a lot there. I learned a lot about the Afro-Colombian culture. Um, I learned that I learned that in Cali that they have especially like for seafood lovers, that man, they have like an area where they have like a bunch of seafood restaurants, and they have like the farmers market where you can get fresh seafood, and for all of for all of my oxtail lovers, like the oxtails was probably I think $3 a pound. So yeah, so if you like oxtail, go to that farmers market, because oxtail in the states, we know, I think it's what, like $25 US a pound,
Wow.
something like that. It's a lot of money for oxtails in the states. So but it was very good just learning about the culture. Also went to El Gato del Rio, and so it's a cat park, and basically, yeah, I know, it's a cat park, and they have like all these different designs of like these different cats. Basically, is based on a story of this man and a woman with different personalities are chasing this man.
Mm,
So they use like all the different cats to kind of represent the different personalities of the woman. And then if you guys go to my Instagram, which is Kings and Dreams, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see that I take a picture in front of the big cat, and then the big cat is supposed to be a representation of the man. So that's very cool. And then we went to Crystal Ray, the statue of Christ,
of Christ,
and
yes.
so I found out that there's three, but there might be more than three. But I know the largest one is in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil,
Yes,
and
sir.
then Cali number two, and then there's another gentleman. I actually did my Medellin and Cali recap, and he was in the comments saying that there's one in Peru. I forgot where in Peru, but he said that there's one in Peru. So that was interesting for me to find out. But you know, culture of Cali, good. Now let's get a little bit of spice though. Let
Okay.
me tell you, the ladies are beautiful. The bodies, man, and men, I'm telling you, like, you know how the ladies here in the Matrix, they wear the waist trainer and stuff like that. They don't need a waist trainer. I mean, top is straight, the waist is straight, the behind is straight. I'm telling you, man. Whew. So I see why Dre came out with Cali Curves.
Cali
And
Curves.
right. And you have the Columbia sisters that, they have a lot, there's a lot of melanin there. A lot of melanin. A lot of melanin. I would say for my first time being there, it like as far as the women's bodies, I would compare. I would say it's kind of like a Latin Atlanta.
Wow. So,
Yes,
so Cali, Colombia is like a Latin Atlanta.
yes,
Wow.
yes. Anybody that's been to Atlanta, you see the nice curves. Yes, the
Wow.
Cali definitely
Hmm.
has the curves.
Cali has the curves. Shout out to Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I
Yes, salute,
believe
brother.
he came up with that term. At least he claimed that term. And
Right.
since I haven't personally heard anyone say it before him, I'll give him that. So shout out to Andre. He said he came up with that name, that term,
Mhm.
Cali curves.
Yes. Yes. And it is a well-deserved name. So shout out to the ladies in Cali. I
Ladies in
mean,
Cali.
whoa.
And now I always heard that about Colombia. Again, a lot of times when us guys, us travel bros, when we go to countries, a lot of times we stick with like one or two, maybe three cities at max within a country. But
Hmm.
remembering these countries are just that, countries. They're literally countries with states and provinces and cities. And even though, like you said, we're tourists, so we tend to, migrate to the tourist spot. And a lot of us don't really venture off to the unbeaten path. So shout out to the guys who go out in the way areas, and find gems. So out for years, I was hearing about Cali, and also, of course, other cities in Colombia, like the Barranquilla, where they had the festival at. I want to do that one time. I know. Shout out to Drees TV. He bigs up Barranquilla a lot. And then I will always hear about Cali, Colombia, and from what I was understanding, Cali is like north or of Cartagena, and even Cartagena is coastal. That's why they have a beach, right? The Hollywood Playa. Cartagena is very touristy, and Cartagena is by a beach. But you go further up, it's Cali, and once you go further up to Cali, that's when you start seeing more melanated chicas. So,
Hmm.
so here you should confirm that. That's very interesting. So there's just a lot of melanin. There's a lot of melanin in Cali, Colombia, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. A lot of melanin.
A lot of
And
curves,
whew, man, all curves, no breaks.
all
Man,
curves, no breaks. Man,
yes,
that's a good combination. Melanin and curves. That's a
yes.
good combination.
Yes, absolutely, man. I would recommend Big Boss next time you do go to Colombia. Definitely check that out. Definitely check that out.
Okay. Right on. Well, Mr. King, as you know, we on my channel now, and in real talk, you know, we get spicy in real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, you can let your hair down, or the hair you got on your head, like I do. You can let your hair down on my channel and relax. So, when you invite Boss or suggest Boss to go to a country or to go to a city in a country like Cali, you know what Boss is about. Boss, bust it up. Will Bossy-Boss be able to bust it up in Cali, Colombia? As good as the women look, because you know what? Let's be real. The beautiful thing about women is a lot of women look good everywhere. They do. Thank you, God, for making women. And so here in the States, and I see it every day, especially in my job, I'm sure you do too. Here in the States have some beautiful women. Believe it or not, yeah, Big Boss said it. America has beautiful women. Beautiful. But the problem, a lot of times, don't be the beauty or the booty. The problem in the States is what? The mind frame. The
Hmm.
feminist mind frame where a lot of these chicks are unapproachable.
Right.
And even if you do approach them, there's so many hoops and so many games you got to go through to where it's not even worth it. And so before I put that kind of time, energy, and effort and stress, I use this. With Razor Ray, like to call, he call it an infinity stone.
Mm-hmm.
I use this. So my thing is, well, Bossy-Boss, go there to Cali, Columbia. See all the melanated sisters with curves going in the mall, shopping, walking, jogging, whatever. How accessible are the women?
So I'll say this. So in Cali, I'm sorry, yeah, in Cali, you don't have like an area where, like in Medellin, you have like Parque Edis where you can, you know, go
Yes.
to Parque Edis, walk around, and you see
Get,
the
get you
you
a lady
see the
friend for the night or
right,
for
you
the
see, yeah,
hour.
right, you see the pros, or in Cartagena where you go to Clock Tower and the pros are right there. So what I would say in Cali, they do have casas
Okay.
for, yeah. So for brothers who are looking for pay to play, you can go into the casa. So you'll be fine with that. And then they also have some strip clubs where they have like back rooms where you can go and take care of your business. So, but
Okay.
yeah, so
So
I would
you
say
saying for the most part, Cali, Columbia don't have a street scene. It's not outside. It's all indoors, discreet.
right, exactly. So from what I've
Right.
seen,
When you
so
seen for your first time. And how many
correct.
days were you there? How
I
long
was
were you
there
there?
5 days.
5 days. Okay. So in your 5 days in Cali, Columbia, as far as you know, in your first time, you don't know of any street scene actions, no strips, no street
No,
scene, no outside action. It's mostly pushed inside, indoors, and
right.
discreet. Right. So then I would have to ask you, what about or yeah, that's a whole nother thing when we talk about Colombia, period. Medellin jumped in my mind. We're talking about Cali, but it's kind of hard to talk about Colombia without thinking Medellin.
Hmm.
And so when we're talking about the women aspect, I was gonna say another medium to meet women, Tinder or a social app. But we know how dangerous it is, or should I say risky at least. Even if it's not, it could be dangerous, but at the very least, it is risky, right? Because it's a
Hmm.
chance. How risky it is trying to meet women online, specifically Tinder, to meet women on Tinder in Colombia. So, what about trying to meet women on Tinder or any social app in Cali?
So I'll say this for Colombia, and then and in Cali. Now, if you're going to use Tinder, this is what I do. Like, if the profile is not verified, I won't swipe on that profile because some people will use a fake picture, and as you mentioned, Big Boss, like risky, right?
Risky. At
Yeah,
the
it's
least.
risky.
At the
Right,
least, it's risky. Even if it's
right.
not dangerous, at the least, it's risky.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And for those unverified profiles, I'm just going to be transparent here. You may think that you're talking to a beautiful woman, but you may be talking to a man. You never know. You
How
want
you doing?
right. You want to be able to go to the verified, like swipe on the verified profiles. And this is why my personal preference, I actually prefer Bumble more, because you actually have that option to where it says verified profiles only, and that's what I
Mm,
do. So
mm,
whether I'm in the Matrix, whether I'm in Colombia, Cali, and or Medellin, when I swipe, I know I'm only doing it for verified profiles. So I know that this is a real person, a real woman that I'm talking to.
right. A verified profile. So Bumble. Yeah, I never really got off into Bumble.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so you recommend using Bumble over Tinder because in Bumble, one of the features is they make sure each profile is verified. What about guys just need to really vet more anyway than the few text messages back and forth. Hey, how you doing? How much? Here's my address. drop the addy, right? It needs to
Right,
be
right,
some more back and forth.
right,
What's your Instagram? So I
right,
can look at your pictures. What's
right.
your Facebook? I know with shout out, I know some of the travel bros, they like to exclusively hunt or find chicks off of Facebook. They much prefer Facebook than an actual dating app, and Facebook is free. You know,
Right.
because they say that Facebook is more organic. You know what I'm saying? It most is less likely to be fake. Obviously, it can be right, but it's less likely to be fake, especially if it's fleshed out, where they went to
Right.
school, whatever, family pictures, blah 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 blah, baby pictures, all the stuff.
Hmm.
So,
Right.
yeah, but definitely, guys, however you do it, they guys really need to take more time, pump their brakes, and go. "Er," my sound effect. Pump your brakes, and they need to kind of vet these chicks more.
I completely agree. I completely agree. The thing is, when when you find them on Facebook, they most likely it's going to be obviously like a real person because they're putting pictures up for years. And if someone is like a catfish putting up like pictures for like 5-10 years, then
That's
it's like that
crazy.
person really has no life, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. It's so
Huh.
kind of crazy. So but yeah, that's a good thing where if you look at her profile on Facebook, and then you obviously you see that she's a real person, you see her real name as well, and then you get to see like how she communicates, what she likes, what she doesn't like, so you that can also help you engage with her in a conversation as well. So whether you're looking for paid for play or whether you're looking for a woman organically, you can actually I guess kill two birds with one stone, if you will. Because if you want a regular girl, cool. If you
Definitely.
want to pay for play, cool. So you can do that definitely. Yeah. So I would recommend Facebook, but I said Bumble in reference to the dating apps.
The
But
dating app.
yeah, but if you can find her on Facebook, absolutely,
All,
definitely
all
go.
the more better. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Right.
Right. You
Absolutely.
said as far as dating apps, Bumble
Hmm.
over Tinder, but
Correct.
best case scenario would be Facebook. And
Right.
shout out to Starboy, not Flyboy, but shout out to Flyboy too, right? But
Right.
funny,
Right.
a lot
Right.
of times when I want to reference Flyboy, I say Starboy or vice versa. But this time I'm
Right. Right.
meaning
Right.
Starboy.
Hmm.
He likes to this vet chicks and pipeline through Instagram, like straight Insta before he go. Like in the Instagram app, he'll like to kind of put in a city or something like that. Something he was saying, and just let it populate, and he just like start cold hitting them up. I'm like, wow. So
Yeah,
it's
that's smart too. Instagram is another good one as well. Especially like if she only has like two or three pictures, like
right.
no.
No female is like that. They like
Exactly,
to take pictures more than
exactly,
guys, man. They click,
exactly.
click, click,
Right,
click.
right, right,
And
right,
with them put the and they got all the little filters with the little dog ears and nose and stuff and
right.
whatever.
Yep.
Come on. A
Yeah.
female with three pictures.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's a guy. That's a guy.
That's the fake
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
a,
Yeah.
and he lazy. And he lazy. Come on, you're not even working hard. Three
Right.
pictures. Come on, guy.
Right. Right. Exactly. 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 Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. So you could tell when it's a real person. Like if she has like if she has like at least like 200-300 pictures or something
Yeah.
like that. Oh, okay. So let's reel it back up. Maybe at least 50 pictures or more. Then you
Mm-hmm.
know that that's a real person. You
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah. When you start seeing like 3 or 4 or 5
Wow.
pictures, and you
That's
like,
a guy.
yeah,
That's a
right,
guy.
yeah, right, exactly. Because only men would only have like 3 or 4 or 5 pictures, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And
Yeah.
some of and then some of them be like 5 years ago. The latest picture was like 3 months ago.
Right.
But that first picture, there's only like 5 or 6 of them, was 5 years ago. And
Right.
they post a picture a year or some shit. Yeah.
Right.
But then,
Exactly.
hey, but some guys be on it, man. Some guys be on their Instagram game. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's what's up. So what about you and your is well, yeah, exactly. Well, obviously I know. But so what about you and your Instagram? Because you incorporate it as you should, since you are a content creator now. You are a YouTuber, getting
Hmm.
close to 500, man.
Yes.
You finally cross over 400. you were at 420 the last time I looked. It took you forever to get above like 375, 380. So you're less than 100 away from that 500, which is half of 1,000.
Right.
So shout out to
Yeah.
you. So as a content creator, how do you treat your Instagram and your socials?
Well, yeah. So I have two Instagrams. So I have one which is my personal Instagram, and then I have the Kings and Dreams one. And so what I'm doing is I'm building up the Kings and Dreams one because my personal Instagram, I have about 3,600 people on there already.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so my Kings and Dreams, so I think I'm at like 170 right now,
Yeah,
170 people. So it's low. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, so I use that a lot more than my personal Instagram because I want, I want the people who follow me on YouTube to also follow me on Instagram. And then this is also another way where I can communicate with my subscribers if they need any consultation, if they need any assistance with anything, especially when it comes to Medellin. Like I had a gentleman that hit me up and he needs a driver for when he arrives in Medellin. And so I can do that. And so now he can tell his people, okay, Kings and Dreams, help me out with his driver. And then he could tell his people, more people will follow me on Instagram, more people will subscribe to my channel. So that's my plan, is to continue to build my network.
that's what's up. So to be clear, you do, even at this early point in your career, and shout out to you, you're taking off like a rocket.
Thank you, man.
So you're already you're giving consultations on travel, especially in your specialty of Colombia, Medellin. You're giving out consultations about how to move,
Yeah.
drivers, where to stay, because I know that you're like, I call like a little mini expert. I say in Medellin,
Hmm.
you even rent property. You even rent property in Medellin, right?
Yes, correct. Yes. So
Yeah.
I have an apartment in El Poblado,
Okay.
and it is, yeah, and it's right across the street from a very good restaurant. Shout out to Rob, who's the owner of Sweet George's Bar and Grill.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Rob. Yeah. Sweet George's. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Great
And
place.
yes, the food there is very good. So not to be confused, because there's a Sweet George's Cafe that is in Laurellis, and the Sweet George's Bar and Grill is in Poblado.
Mm.
So so Rob has the Sweet George's Bar and Grill in Poblado, and then his lady, who they're no longer in a relationship. She has the Sweet George's Cafe, which is in Laurellis, and they serve breakfast all day. So it's a breakfast spot, so you get breakfast all day.
And they
Uh,
serve like American style breakfast, right?
Yes, correct. American style breakfast. Thank you for pointing that out. Good. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. So American style breakfast, and then for Rob, Sweet George's Bar and Grill, they also serve breakfast all day, but you can get different things. Like for me, my favorite is the chicken and waffles. So
Yeah.
the chicken and waffles right there, and the mac and cheese. But I'm laying off the mac and cheese
Mac and
because
cheese, please. Yeah.
I'm laying off the mac and cheese and the fried chicken. Kings and Dreams is working on the weight, so
There you go.
I gotta
I could
level up.
tell. I could tell. Shout out to you. I could tell that already you working on the way.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. And for those, for those who can go eat the chicken and waffles and the mac and cheese, or if you just don't care to, about your weight or whatever. But I'm just telling you, it is
You only
very
live
good.
once.
Right. It is very good. It is very, very good, man.
That's
So
what's up.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking on weight, yeah, I've really been focusing on my health as of late. Like I said, shout out again and RIP to Kevin Samuels.
Hmm.
That was a big wake up call to me.
Hmm.
Kevin Samuels passing away now, some 3 weeks ago. Still don't seem real.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
He passed away, what, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, and that was what, May 26, 27. So about
Hmm.
almost a month now, like 3 weeks, and it still doesn't seem real. But him passing away, Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yes, he was an older gentleman, but wasn't like he was 70 or 80. He wasn't quite 60. He was 56, 57. Appeared
53 actually.
outwardly appeared to be pretty much in good health, right? A lot more slender than both me and you know.
Right.
Tall and slender, appeared to be in good health, and to pass away at like 56, 57. Just
No,
passed away.
he's 53. He was 53.
No, they say that's what he kept telling everybody. Um, I saw the what's the name? It said he was born in 1965.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the thing was, shout out, lately to him, posthumous, how you could call it. Um, he was doing that thing. Shout out to Richie Mack. Richie Mack's doing the Thailand. He was telling me like in the Hollywood actors and stuff in the Hollywood scene, when they start to get up in age, they get, I won't say funny, but they get a little defensive about their age
Hmm.
because there is a such thing as ageism in the industry, in the Hollywood industry.
Right.
No matter, the guy can still be as fit or even fitter than a younger guy, still do
Right.
the role. There's something about once some of these guys start getting up there,
Yeah.
the movie agencies and stuff act a little funny with them. So a lot of actors, they won't try to disclose. But everything is on the media, especially nowadays. You can just Google how
Right.
old is whatever. But that it's just a long practice thing. And I remember when again, shout out to Richie Mack Zoom to Thailand, when he had me on this panel. We had Michael Jai White on there,
Hmm.
and I just asked Michael Jai White his age because I was about to lead into, basically the whole thing. You look good for your hell. You look great for your age. In way better shape than me. Hell, you in better shape. And I pretty much knew it because, to be honest, I had Googled it. I just talked. I had Googled it, so I knew. But on the video, I wanted to ask. I wanted to set up the question so I can lead into, you look good, you look great for your age, the importance of taking care of yourself, taking care of your temple when you get older in age, have that foundation. I was going to go on that whole spiel, and shout out to Michael J. White if you ever watch this. He got a little defensive. He kind of snapped back at me. I like, whoa. And then
Oh,
later, yeah, it's still up. Later off camera, me and Richie Mack are talking. Then he said, "Well, boss, he really meant nothing by it. Let me run it down to you." And he broke it down to, it's just a long held tradition in the Hollywood scenes that, and he said it's really so more so, especially for black actors more than white, right? And that's crazy because black don't
really?
crack. Black don't
Right.
crack.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Richie Mack, he broke it all the way down to me behind the scenes. He said
Hmm.
that's where it's coming from. He didn't mean nothing by it. I said, bro, I just was gonna ask. I set up the question so I had a whole little spill in my head about, yeah, that's why us brothers, older brothers, need to take blah 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 blah, and it just kind of derailed. That being said, blah blah blah. That being said, that happened. That being said, I believe our dear departed brother, Mr. Kevin Samuels, had
Hmm.
some of that going on. Uh, uh, he basically YouTube celebrity, right? He was
Right. Yeah.
YouTube, but he had climbed to a point where he was hobnobbing with the likes of Future, Nicki Minaj, Joe Budden, and others, and had other stuff in the works. We come to find out, especially from O'Shea Duke Jackson and Dennis Sperling, he had other stuff in the works. So
Right.
what I'm saying is, at one point, Kevin Samuels basically became YouTube celebrity. So I think
Right.
he has some of that mind frame, and then knowing again how we perceive, the ageism. You can do the job better than someone half your age, but sometimes if you're perceived as the old man, people kind of tune you out.
Right.
Oh, that's the old man. That's Unc. That's Uncle. That's OG. Yeah, he cool. We shine him on, but he's just over there talking. So I believe that's where a lot of that 53 stuff came from, because that's what he would say. Shout out to Kevin Samuel, but I heard him many a time say he was 53.
Right.
On the report, especially the toxicology report, and everything, after his passing. It came out he was born in 1965, so he wasn't 53. And so even when they reported he was 56, he had just had a birthday, so he had
Right.
turned 57. So
Oh.
even in the reporting, they knocked it down by 1 year. He was technically 57, not even 56, but he told
Oh.
everybody 53. And I can see it because you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and all realness, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about him, so I'll talk about myself. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Boss keeps it real 99.99999% of the time. But you see these little grades right here. So sometimes, okay, I'm gonna say it once and one time only. This is only the internet. It's not gonna last forever, right? Sometimes, sometimes when I holler at a young chickadee here in the Matrix, right? Overseas, it don't matter. And again, this ageism stuff, right? It's really an American thing for whatever reason. This ageism.
Right.
I'm hollering at it. It happened like at least once or twice this past week. You know, because I'm always on my 10 toes. Yes, I don't focus on Matrix females. I don't focus, but again, I'm in the Matrix. So a man got to do what a man got to do. So I'm always ready. I'm always shooting my shot. If nothing else, to stay in the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like
Kind of sharpen your pen, if you will.
you got to sharpen your pen. Like I said, I'm an armed security officer, and every 2 years we have to qualify on the range. But it's also upon us in between those 6 months on our own dime and time. We are expected to go to the range, spend our own money on time, and boom, pew, 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 to keep our skills up, right? So basically, like you say, sharpen the pen. I keep my skills up all the time, even today. And boss got shot down twice today. But anyway. I'll be 10 toes. Excuse me, hola, how you doing? What's your name? Woona, this and that. Okay. And so a lot of times, especially if it's a young cutie, you look cool, you good, you look cool. And like maybe they see the gray and or whatever. How old are you? Oh man. Why that why how is that even a question?
Right.
How old are you? So sometimes, okay, I didn't say this. Sometimes Bossy-Boss might take a little bit off. Oh shit. We all know Bossy-Boss is 50, man. I'm the nifty 50. Matter of fact, I will be 51 this year. I will be 51 this
Salute.
Halloween. I was born in 1971. So this year makes me 51. Right now I'm still 50, but Halloween I will be 51. But sometimes I don't tell them chicks that. Good thing I got an all male channel. They won't watch this show. They won't watch this show. So I'm like 45, 44, 43. I'm whatever it is, it's in the fours. Oh shit.
Nah, it's all good, man.
No,
All
so
good,
I'm
brother.
saying I even do that, right? Okay, boss, keep it real. Okay, boss, keep it real. Even when I don't keep it real, I'm keeping it real, right?
Right.
After the fact. So even I kind of, but for a reason, we're talking about this matrix mating strategy, which is a trip, because in America do focus on ageism in a workplace sometimes, in the workplace, in the dating space, especially. How old are you? So that being said, I believe that plays into why. And he was smart. Kevin Samuels was a strategist. He was about that bag, and he was about doing the mission and not getting tied up in nebulous stuff that don't really matter, right?
Right.
Just because if he says he's 55 and 56 and 57 and 58, then all of a sudden it almost like discredit what he's saying. Oh, he's just an old man with old 1960 philosophy. He just an old man, so we're not gonna listen to him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one reason why he kind of just like he did what Bossy-Boss do this week. 53. Knowing good damn well you 56 going on 57. But again, rest in peace. Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I say, rest in peace. All respect. And like I said, when I had that brief interaction that kind of derailed with Michael Jai White, right? I asked him his age. I like, whoa, I like, wow. But like say, Richie Mack said in the celebrity space peer, whether it's YouTube or whatever, once you get to a certain level, you know, and you're perceived and popularity, people look at that kind of stuff. The age of the person. How old is Idris Elba and stuff like that? You know, how old is Chris Hemsworth? How old is Will Smith? 54 actor Will Smith. You know, they started doing that kind of stuff to you.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point that you make. And I think that because of Hollywood, it kind of has trickled down into, for everybody else, because you're right. Like in a different country, I just came back from Colombia. I was in Cali and I was in Medellin. But like in a different country, like you can have a guy that's like, you're 50 years old and could be with a woman that's like 21.
Just
You know,
21. And
right?
it's normal.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to
Not only is it accepted, it's normal.
right.
No one looks at you crazy. So if the 50 not to cut you off, if the 50-year-old guy and the 21-year-old girl are at the grocery store hand in hand, you don't have people.
Right. Yeah.
You do that over here. Oh my goodness. Not only would they be whispering, someone might make a little comment like, "Get someone your own age, you creep."
Right. Exactly.
What is wrong with America?
Right. You know what? That's man. Listen, that's a great point, because shout out to Andre and Andrea. Right.
Shout out to them again.
Andre's 54, going to be 55, and Andre is 27, going to be 28 this year.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, so I'm 37. I'm 37, and my lady's gonna be 24 in November this year.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing is like it's not a big deal. And you're right. You have those, you have those modern day women, get someone your own age or whatever the case is. Yeah. And then they say like, oh, and then they think like, we are trying to take advantage of the young woman. The thing about it is that, in relationships, we men and women look for different things. Where men we like youth and beauty. Woman like provision, security. So those are two different things. So in order for us to, when we get secure, we are usually in our late 30s, early to mid 40s, sometimes even 50 years old, because it takes us time to build to that.
Right.
And then and so then when the woman is, at her best looking, it's usually between the ages of I think from 20, 23, 22, 23 to maybe about 29, 30. And that's not to say if she's 30, 35 that she won't still look good, but I'm saying in most women,
we're talking prime. We're talking prime.
Yes, prime, exactly.
Prime is prime.
Right.
Nature does not care about your feelings.
Right, exactly. Yes. Prime. Because I know some ladies that are 40 years old and still mad fine. Yeah. But if you put a room, right, but if you put a room of women and they are all 40 years old, less than 10% are going to look good. So
right.
Yeah. now if you have a room of 23 to 25-year-olds,
most of that room
smoke show. You get what I'm saying? So like, and the ladies that are watching this, I know you're gonna feel offended, but you just it's just the truth. Men, we admire beauty. It is what it is. And y'all
it's been that way for thousands of years of human civilization. Right. It's not going to change in the last 50 or 60 years because people come up with new concepts. We've been like that for thousands of years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like you go to different countries, you go to different countries that I just came back from Colombia, like I've seen older men with younger women, and it's no problem. Walking in the grocery store. Shout out to Dre. We were in Chippy Chopper Mall in Cali. You saw that. Older gentlemen with a young woman, and they have a small child or whatever the case is.
Right.
And it's clear that the man looked 20 to 25 years older than the woman.
At
It was
least.
all- it was all good. It was all good, and they had a child.
Shout out to General Taylor Made.
I was just about to mention him too.
60. And his chick is what? 20. What? I don't want to misquote. Do you know?
I think 24, 24.
Okay. We're
Something
gonna
like
say
that.
that. We're gonna say that for the purposes of this.
Right,
24.
right.
Shout out to the general, man. He is
Yes, sir.
and had a baby. And
Yeah.
had a baby.
Oh
At
yeah. He, he
60.
he has another one. He has another one on the way. So
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought he did say that. Man,
yeah, yeah,
listen.
yeah.
Listen.
He
Yes,
has another one
sir.
on the way, man. So yes,
Double
salute to you,
salute.
huh? Right, double salute to you,
Double
G.
salute. The General
Yes,
Taylor Made
absolutely.
Dreams, TMD.
Absolutely, man.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Same in
It's
Thailand.
just
Same in Thailand. You see that all the time. An expat 60, 65-year-old with something that looks 20,
right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Salute to Richie Mack, because like he got a nice little got a nice thing over there.
That's
Yeah.
L
Shout out
Noodle.
to L. Shout out
Even
to
though he
L.
said nobody else could call her Noodle, but so L.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like it is normal. It's
It's
normal. I
normal.
think.
It's
Yeah.
normal. But you come here in the States, in America, how old are you? Oh, you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. So the one chick in my mind, of course, no names,
Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
one chick earlier this week I got at, which was successful. I got her number.
Hmm.
Okay. Shout out to Bossy-Boss.
There you go.
Uh, after she asked the age, and I know she won't be watching this. And I said the number that I said, whatever I said, right? Non-disclosure, whatever I said. Even then, the number I said was still way higher than her, right? She
Hmm.
said something about only thing I heard about mom. So I didn't quite hear the whole statement because I wasn't trying to hear that. She said something,
Hmm.
you might know my mom or school, you went to school with my mom or some mom. And then I just counted right away. I said, well, I'm trying to get to know you though.
Mm.
And she said, well, I like older dudes. Boop, boss is in.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
hey,
There
Bossy-Leeny
you
got the
go.
gasoline, man. I didn't get these grades for nothing, man. I'm an
Right.
old hunter. I'm an old hunter.
Right. Right.
And
Exactly.
I don't shoot
Exactly.
100%, but I'm like Steph Curry, man. I got that 70, 80%, man. And he
Right.
said
Right.
he said something like, all I heard was blah 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 mom. And I think I heard like no and mom, like you might know my mom or blah 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 mom, and whatever she said, that just kind of bypassed my algorithm. I said, I'm trying to know you though. Well, I
Mm.
like older dudes. Oh, I was in.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You hit
Texting her now. Yeah,
it.
so hey, but we gotta do what we gotta do here in the States in the Matrix, man, until I make,
Absolutely.
but with that being said, and it's a shame, Bossy Boss, Bossy Boss had to kind of bring it down a little bit. That's a
Mhm.
shame. Why is it like that in the States? I'll
Well,
let you answer that. And I gotta take this call right quick. Answer that, and I'm calm down.
okay, absolutely. Uh, so I think one of the reasons why it's like that is because when we are so used to seeing people around the same age be together, or like they have this thing in the United States, like, oh, like high school sweethearts and things like that, and I think that's the reason why. Because and also to add to that is because we are so image based, we are so superficial in that regard. And it's because if a man looks like if he looks like he's 50 and he's with a 25-year-old, and it's like, oh, like, you're too old, and what is he doing with her? and it's so stupid, and it's so stupid because the thing about it is, as I mentioned earlier, men, we have to build ourselves up, and it takes time for us to build ourselves up, and then we want a woman that's typically in her prime and looks right. It just makes that just makes perfect sense. But also, if you flip that around, right? You look at Will Smith, you look at The Rock, right? How many females like The Rock? Because now, if the Rock was just a regular Joe Schmo and he was dating a 21-year-old, I highly, it might be a problem then, but due to the fact that The Rock is The Rock, now it's like, oh yeah, like it's all good because if it's shown that The Rock has like a 21-year-old girlfriend, no problem. Okay, perfect example. A few months ago, Leonardo DiCaprio was dating. He's dating this young girl. I want to say Leonardo DiCaprio is what, 48, 47, 48, around that area. And so his girlfriend is like 24, 25. And some people in Hollywood had a problem with it. But due to the fact that he's so popular, he was able to, his people were able to push back and say, no, like you're not gonna try to come after Leo. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah. But if Leo wasn't Leo, he was just a regular guy. Oh man, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. What are you doing with this young girl? You a creepy old man, whatever the case is. And it's just like, come on, man, what are we doing here? What are we doing
What
here?
are we? Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he's 47. Um, so I'm 3 years older than him. He was born 1974.
Okay.
I was born in 1971.
Yep.
So yeah, he's 47.
So he's gonna be 48 this
He's going to
year.
be 48. That he's a Scorpio like me. So like I said, my birthday is Halloween. Literally, my birthday is October 31st. His
Okay.
birthday his birthday is November 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, November 11th. So he's Scorpio. So this November, yeah, he'll be 48.
Oh
Right?
wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, he's up there. So he's 47, 48 with a 24-year-old, literally half his age.
Right.
And it's okay. It's a Hollywood culture is something else. Hollywood culture is something else. And you can say Hollywood culture drives American culture in general, right? So
Yes. Yes.
it's like what happens in Hollywood, kind of drives American culture
Agreed.
in general.
Yeah.
So
I,
so
I
so
I
so so
completely
if you
agree.
so if you have status, then it's okay. You can get away with a lot. If you
Right.
have status, you can get away with a whole lot. If you're a regular blue collar Joe Smo making 50K a year, maybe even 100K a year, okay? And you're a regular nobody's a nobody, but if you're a regular nobody, if you're a Joe Smo,
Hmm.
oh, you gotta toe the line. You got all these social rules. But once you have a lot of social status, you can step over those rules.
Right. I completely agree. I mean, rest in peace to Hugh Hefner, but like, yeah, I mean, he was knocking down 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, whatever.
Man,
But yeah,
yes,
right. Salute
sir.
to him. Salute
Salute
to him. But
you
like
have.
now, if you
I want
had
to be
Larry
like
the
you have when I grow up.
exactly. Now, if you have Larry the janitor doing that, oh
Oh
man,
no. Oh,
yeah,
he'll be shamed. He'll be shamed and everything,
right, yep,
And that's one of the main tactics, the first tactics against men. A man being a man is shaming.
right,
A lot of, wow. You guys probably can't hear that, but
no,
just literal gunshots out my window.
oh wow,
Pow, pow, pow. Yeah, it probably didn't pick up. Yeah, this is Oakland.
yeah,
Yeah, right. Oh, man, let me get my mind back. Yes, literal gunshots outside my window, like in the
wow,
distance.
man,
You could. It's nighttime. You tell like with the echo how it bounces off, so it's kind of
yeah,
hard to tell how far away.
yeah,
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 gunshots. Pow, pow, pow.
wow, man,
Okay, yeah, right. Okay. Whatever boss is talking about, take it away. Them gunshots kind of threw me off. Especially you saw my video that I made uh earlier this week about the shooting death of it's a restaurant owner here in Oakland. Did you
uh,
get that video on my channel?
I did not get a chance to catch that. But my condolences
Yeah,
to that restaurant owner.
yeah,
No,
man.
we.
He was only 39. He was set to turn 40 that
Mhm.
coming weekend. He had a birthday party already set up, and
Oh
he was
wow.
he was killed a few days before his birthday in front of his 11-year-old son. They shot him.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
shot him 5 or 6 times in the chest, right in front of his son as he's coming
Wow.
out the restaurant. And that restaurant is literally about 8 or 9 blocks from where I'm sitting right now,
Yeah.
like 5 blocks up and 3 blocks down that way.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's very sad. And I made a video about it because not to really segue, but I made a video about it. One is it happened in Oakland. It was all on the news from here, just like local news or whatnot. But
Hmm.
when I first started my channel, before I launched my first video, when I was in the prep of getting footage and setting up my channel, me and my cameraman, which is my son, shout out to my son, we was going all around Oakland, getting a lot of footage from a lot of like iconic type places, and we got footage from that spot because that eatery is like a hood spot for the
Hmm.
culture. Even though it's a Filipino dude, he fully embraced hip hop, Oakland culture. He'll blast music. There's graffiti. There's basically graffiti all over the restaurant. Everybody just hung out there, and
Hmm.
so we had grabbed footage that I was going to use on my channel, but I never really quite used it. I didn't really know how to really use it, so I just kept the footage on my hard drive. And,
Hmm.
and I always meant in my mind at some point to go back and interview him. And that guy got killed like a few days ago, or at this point last week. So I'm like, wow. So for my own self, I just made a video about it. But yeah, he was 39, and they shot him in front of his son, right about 8 or 9 blocks away from my house. So just now I'm here. I just while you were talking, while I was about to talk, I heard pow, 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 pow. I said, wow, crazy.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man.
And,
You
and,
know,
and,
it's
and real fast, and that's just another reason for me, right? Oakland, right? Another reason why I push guys wherever you at, because Oakland is not super special. Oakland is special, but it's not super special. A lot of places around America got hoods and whatever, and we have different backgrounds. Get this blue book,
yeah.
explore, say, get off your block.
All right.
One, tomorrow's not promised. Anything can happen with your health, right? It's good to take care of your health. Again, Art, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Anything can happen to your health. Take care of your health. Anything can happen with your health. Anything can happen with an accident, just a random accident. Accidents do happen. Car
Hmm.
accident, slip on banana peel, a piano fall on your head. Anything can happen with an accident. Anything can happen with a crime, not to wish that on nobody. Anything can happen with a crime. Anything can happen. Tomorrow's not promised. So use this and go out and get some experiences. Get off the block. Escape all these pow, 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 pow in the middle of the night, right?
All
So
right.
that's why, for me, that's why I'm passionate to push this, because I wish I had it. Yes, we talked about ageism. I wish I had this 10, 20 years ago when I was 37, like a king of dreams. Hey, I wish I had this when I was 27. But you know what? I had my son at 27. If I had this at 27, son might not have been born. Yeah,
Oh,
man. But yeah,
well,
it's crazy. America, wow, everything. That shooting outside my window kind of threw me off. Just Matrix, Matrix is wild, man. We're in a point now in 2022. Matrix is wild. The Matrix
hmm.
is wild.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The story. Well, not the story. I don't want to say that, but what happened in Texas the other day,
Boom,
crazy. You know,
boom.
and
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 Buffalo, the
Buffalo
week before
too.
that.
Yeah, right, right, exactly. And and this is why I tell my brothers, I tell my brothers and sisters too,
Yeah.
get your passport. I was actually on the phone. I was actually on the phone talking to my cousin the other day, and so and so years ago there was this lady, this lady that I liked, this woman that I liked or whatever. And so she had actually ended up getting married. So she has like 5 kids. She has 5 kids now, but
Whoa.
her husband, yeah, her husband are going through a divorce. She still has a cute face, but obviously at the 5 kids, she kind of fell off. But she wanted me to hang out with her, and she lives maybe about an hour or so away, and quite frankly, I just didn't want to drive to her. But she knows my cousin, and so she asked my cousin to hang out, and I'm like, look, dude, right. So I'm like,
Huh?
look, right, right,
She
right,
asked you to hang out, and you were like, no mas. So
right,
she jumps to your cousin, and she asked your cousin to hang out.
right.
Wow.
Right. So I'm like, look, dude, like I don't care to talk about her because at this time I was getting ready to go to Colombia. I'm like, listen, bro. I'm like, listen, bro, like, you want to hang out with her, cool. But I said, listen, like you need to fix what's going on in your passport because his brother has to go to Jamaica and do something for his passport. It's a whatever. Anyway, long story short, I'm like, fix your passport, fix your passport, let's go. Don't worry, like, man, listen, this shorty back in the day, don't get me wrong, she was definitely a strong like 9,
Ooh,
you know.
wow.
Yeah, she was, yeah, right. She was strong 9,
She
5
was a
kids.
strong, you said a strong 9.
Yeah, strong 9.
But after 5 kids, that 9 went down to a what?
I mean, like as far as like her face is still like, it's still cutish. So she's like a 6 now, but
6 overall or 6 in the face?
6 in the face. The body,
Six,
yeah, she
six in
still
the
got,
face?
yeah,
Ooh, what's the body? Like a what?
she still got cakes though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. Yeah, she still got cakes. Yeah, she still got cakes. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, let's okay. We are. Hey, this is this channel. It's King of Dreams, but it's King of Dreams on this channel.
Right.
Okay.
I got you. I got you.
Let this be known. Kevin Samuels has said this. I'm a channel Kevin Samuels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes, guys will smash.
Right.
Guys want to smash. Most guys are horn dogs. They're horn dogs. They want to smash.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, that's about it.
Facts.
They will not take you serious.
Nope.
They will not be in a relationship with you.
Nope.
They damn sure not going to marry you and put a ring on it. They're not trying to do that anyway. But they
Hell no.
won't even give you the surface level of verbally committing.
Right.
It'll be an obvious verbal. I come through and hit it when it's good. I'ma slide through. In
Right.
fact, I'm not going to spend time. I'm not coming through just to sit up and watch a lot of movies. I'm not taking you out to the movies and to dinner and load the kids up in the car, the SUV or the van, and load up all your rugrats and go get them pizza and go get them McDonald's Happy Meals. No, I'm coming through in the middle of the night when the kids are asleep. The kids are asleep. You answer the door in your nightgown or leave it unlocked or slide me the key and put the key under the rug. I'm coming through like a thief in the night, in the middle of the night, knock it out, and I'm gone. A
Absolutely.
lot of modern chicks don't seem to understand that just because you can get some dick. See, this is my channel, Big Boss Real Talk. Just because you can get the D, just because you can get that eggplant emoji, just because you can get the penis, just because you can get that dick, that don't mean you're going to get his heart. That don't mean you're going to get his time. In some cases, you might get some money, but guys like me, man, sometimes I'll pay money before I give you my time and my heart and my attention. So a lot of women don't seem to understand that, especially a lot of modern women. They don't seem
Right.
to understand. It doesn't translate. Men and women are not the same.
Right.
Just because you can get 50 dudes to sleep with you, you are a woman. Duh. Guys are thirsty. Guys are horny. Guys want the pee. Of
Right.
course, you can get. Of course, any a 5 or a 6, a woman that's like a 5 or a 6
Right.
can still
Right.
get 50 guys to sleep with her.
Oh, absolutely.
That don't translate into nothing. So just because you
Absolutely.
can get a guy for physical sex doesn't mean it's going to be a relationship. And so a lot of women doesn't seem to get that and understand that in their brain. And that's one of the things Kevin Samuels was driving home, that, okay, how many men are vetting you for marriage? I'm not talking about how many men that you didn't slept with. That's nothing. You're a woman with a vagina. That's like water being wet, right?
Facts.
So, but how many men are taking you serious? How many men are vetting you for marriage? How many marriage proposals had you had with a guy taking you serious? So women don't seem to understand that. So yeah, she had, shout out to her, whatever. This ex friend of yours or a prior friend of yours who used to be a strong 9 back in the day. She got married,
Associate-ish.
had five kids, and after 5 kids and 15, 20 years later, that 9 turned into like a 5 or a 6, and she still got that big old ass though.
Right.
Oh, I might come through for that big old ass, but
Right.
that's about it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Before, and I'll be honest, before the 5 kids, I probably would have driven over there, but she fell off, and I was like, oh yeah.
She fell off. She
Right,
fell
she
off.
fell off. Right. And you made a great point, because the thing is that, ladies, there's a big difference between attention and intention, right?
Hold on. I got to make you big for that. Cook.
There is a big difference between attention and intention, right? Men, we will give you attention because we want to fuck. We want to fuck. That's
Yeah,
what
we
we want
want
to
to
do,
fuck.
right? Now, if that man is giving you the attention, he's taking you seriously, and he's spending his time and his resources. Now, if a man is spending his time and giving you his resources, then that man does truly care about you, at least for the most part. There's always going to be some outliers, but now if you say, okay, you know what, I have 50 guys or 100 guys in my DM, and they all want to hang out with me, and you think that you the baddest bitch and all that other shit. No, the thing is, we want to fuck. That's it. We want to fuck. You know what I mean? So if you don't have that man that is actually giving you that attention means nothing. That attention means nothing, because I slide in females' DMs because I want to fuck. That doesn't mean I'm going to take her seriously. Not at all. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, ladies, you got to understand the difference between attention and intention, right? And when a guy is intentional, he is going to give you his resources. He's going to give you his time, especially a man who is about something. Like, I'm a busy man. Like, I work about 80 hours a week. And yes, I do well for myself. I make over 6 figures and all that. And I'm also doing YouTube. I'm a very busy man. So if I am giving you my time, then that means that I truly care about you. Right now, if I hit you up and I say, hey, what's up, or whatever the case is, and I'm like, hey, I want to see you for a little bit, let's hang out, that means nothing. That means I'm just trying to fuck. But if I'm really talking about, hey, I want to take you out, and I want to do something hang out for all day or whatever the case is, then that means that I actually do like you. There is a difference between attention and intention.
Boom. You heard it here from Kings and Dreams. He said there's a difference from attention and intention. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That's real. Because the way I interpret that is the intentions are, you hear that, right? Like, well, actually, you don't hear it no more. But back in the day, when you had more nuclear families, when you did have a dad in the house, shout out to the dads in the house. When
Mm-hmm.
you go over there to pick up the young lady, the dad like, "What's your intentions with my daughter?"
Right, exactly.
With the right when they ain't that the speech?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your intentions with my daughter?
Yep.
Now, come on, man. I'm a mentally. Well, you know my intentions with your same thing you used to do with other daughter. But of course, you never say that,
right?
right?
But see,
You
that's
know
why.
my intentions, man. Come
Right.
on. Yeah.
And see, that's why the dad would ask you that, and he would have that serious look on his face. Hey, what's going on, young brother?
What's
So,
going
what are
on?
your intentions with my daughter?
Yeah. What you up to? What you up to? What you be doing, man?
right,
Who your
right, right,
daddy? Who your people? And,
right.
you
Yeah.
know,
What you? Yeah.
hey,
What?
but you know what? We don't have that no more. We
Right.
don't have that no more. Again, shout out to KS. He used to say that too. I mean, and
Hmm.
again, like in our society, that rapidly fell apart over the years.
Right.
Because he used to ask that to some of his callers. He'd
Right.
say, "Okay, did you bring your boyfriends or your man friends who supposedly vetting you for marriage? Have you brung them around your father so your father can vet them, so your father can meet them?" Well, I don't really know my dad, or I don't have a good relationship with my dad, and blah 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 blah. See, all this stuff matters. It all goes into
Right.
the jambalaya pot to make a successful, or the best possible case scenario for stable relationships. But we are so out of whack. We are so out of order, men and women, right?
Yes.
I would say that men and women, though, we are this. Wow, we have a lot of work to do, man. We have a lot of work to do, the
I
men and
yes,
the women.
absolutely. Absolutely. We definitely have a lot of work to do. And the like with ladies, and I'm not gonna say all ladies, but it's it's not working to where you are making you're not making good decisions. You're not making good
No,
decisions, right? You see Chad, he has the you see Chad, he has the Audi A6, whatever, and but then you see like John works at the post office. John works every day. John works hard, you know, and but John has a Toyota Camry, Honda Accord or whatever, but it's a steady car, a steady job, and
he
John
don't
is
he don't
working
owe
hard.
on it. It's paid off. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right,
he's not fronting or flexing. His
right,
his Toyota Camry is paid off.
right. I absolutely right, and Chad Audi is not paid off. Chad Audi is not paid off. Chad may be a gambler, a degenerate gambler or something like that, and you're gonna go for Chad because Chad has the nice car. Chad has money and things like that. But you're not gonna go for John when John shows that he's stable. And the thing is that also a lot of modern women, you guys get bored. You guys get bored. Like, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with being bored? Like in a
Stable.
in a,
What
in a
what
state
what is
in a
wrong with
state
being stable?
Right, exactly. Stable relationship. It's because the modern women are bored, and you're chasing
Stimulate.
Chad with the Audi. You're chasing Chad with the Audi. He's a degenerate gambler and all that. Oh, because he's exciting. And then you know what happens? You get knocked up by Chad, and then Chad doesn't want anything to do with you. And then all of a sudden, now you get upset, you're hurt, and then now you want to talk to John. And
Hey,
now
big head.
right,
Again,
hey big head, exactly. Right.
referencing KS. Hey,
Right,
big head, how
right,
you doing? I
right,
got 5 kids now. I didn't blew up 70, 80 extra pounds. How you doing now? I
right,
didn't want to talk to you before, but now I
right,
got 5 kids. How
right.
you doing? Oh, you don't want to
Exactly.
hang out? Well, what's up with your cousin then?
Hmm.
Your cousin don't want to hang out? Well, what's up with your brother?
Right,
How you doing, big head?
right,
But why it gotta be a how you doing big head? How come you can't choose John, the post office man with the stable job that works hard every day, that's gonna treat you right, but he's boring. He's too regular. He's boring. I need excitement. I need stimuli. I need
hmm,
stimuli excitement.
right,
If he just provides, or you know what I'm saying, we have a nice, stable Leave It to Beaver experience, I'm
hmm,
gonna get bored. I need some reality TV, Hot Wives of Atlanta type drama every
right,
every few weeks to kind of keep me revved up and keep my emotions flaring, to keep me engaged in the game. It just can't be regular. If it's regular, I'm gonna be bored and I'm gonna go look for something. What is
Right.
wrong with American culture?
Yeah, it's crazy,
It's
man.
TV again. What I said earlier, did Hollywood drive it that much to now all these chicks want to live a Hollywood life? All these chicks want to live a social media Instagram life. They can't be content with just having a regular peaceful life. They life have to be a fucking reality show.
Yeah.
Golly.
A lot of them are just so consumed with the image. Like if you notice, like you notice like a woman will take a photo or a video, whatever. Like, I'm in the car. I'm in Chad's car, whatever. He's got the new Audi. He's got the new Range Rover. He's got the new BMW. He's got the new Mercedes
He
Benz.
got it.
Right,
He
right,
got it.
right,
And best believe if it's Chad, not John, if it's Chad, he got hella bitches in it too. You just in
right,
it today on a Tuesday. It's gonna
right,
be another chick in there on Thursday. It's
right,
gonna be a bad one in there on Friday.
right,
And it might be his main on Saturday, Sunday.
right.
Then a side chick on Monday, and then you back in there next Tuesday. Tuesday is your day to be in there.
You
So
on a
enjoy your
rotation,
Tuesday.
right?
Tuesday, you in Chad's car. If it's Chad we talking about, he has another chick that's gonna be in there when he drops you off. When he drops you off, he's picking up another chick. Okay?
Right,
But they don't get
absolutely.
that.
No, they don't. They don't get that. And the thing is that you pregnant by Chad. Chad doesn't want to be with you. Chad is chilling. Now all of a sudden you
Ah,
now all of a sudden you hit John up, and now you expect John to you expect to be with John, and John take care of your kid too. Like, come
so
on now.
now John has to take care of Chad's kids.
Right. And this is why I always deter men
Oh
from
man.
dating women who have children. Well, at least small children, that is. Like if her child is an adult or whatever, cool. But if she has like a small child, no, 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 no. I highly tell men no, because the thing is that you allocate your resources to that child. If you and that woman break up, you're there, there's nothing because you're not that child's father. You don't, and being a stepfather is a thankless job.
Right.
So I don't think I've ever said this before, but the woman so my first love, she had a son, and he was 2 years old at the time. And I was allocating resources and things of that sort. She and I broke up. I never got a chance to see or speak to her son again. And like, ever since then, I say, you know what, I am not dating a woman who has small children, because that hurt, because I loved her son too. I
Right.
loved her son too, but I no longer have access to him, and I can't go to the court and say, oh
Oh no.
well, because
You have no
yeah,
right.
right, I have no right. I can't do anything about it. This is why I say,
That only exists within the time frame you deal with her.
right,
So in any monies and resources, let's think about, we human beings, right?
yeah,
Over time, especially for some years,
yep,
that bond, maternal bond, a man and a child, especially if it's a little boy too, right?
right,
Little boy taking them, playing video games, throwing the
yep,
ball with him.
yep,
You might be with her for like 2 or 3 years, and then you guys
right,
just break up. It was just a
yep,
girlfriend boyfriend thing.
hmm,
It's like he's ripped away. That's kind
yeah,
of vicious. We don't talk about that much because men don't really get in our feelings like
hmm,
that. We don't, but yeah, that's something to be said. With guys get with these chicks with young kids and play stepdad for like a few years, like 2 or 3 years, when the child might have been 2 or 3, up to the child is 5 or 6, and then
hmm,
you break up, girlfriend, boyfriend, you break up. That little 3-year investment with money and time and emotion ripped away with no recourse.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I mean? And like the thing is like you can't you and you don't get that time back. Like
Oh no, it's gone.
the most important currency. I'm gonna talk here to the men. The most important currency, men, is time. This is why I say focus on yourself, build yourself up. Because when you build yourself up, you don't have to deal with the you don't have to deal with the bullshit. Like I know that I'm not gonna date a woman who has small children. Now, again, if her child is an adult, okay, cool, because I don't have to allocate any resources. That's a grown woman or a grown man. Okay, cool. But small children, no, I highly recommend against it. And the only way I would say is this woman had better be damn near a fucking superhero, man. Like
A
no, I'm serious, man.
mini. Oh, she got to be a mini Oprah, huh?
Yeah, man. Listen, she better run your bath water all night. She better suck your dick the way you want. She better bend over the
You know what?
give
Say
you
that.
everything the way you want.
Women, you would think women that you know what I'm saying, that have these strikes against them. Okay, you would think in a regular world, she has many strikes against her. You would think that her own self, her own common sense, survival tactics will kick in. Let me up the ante because I have these. Cause I mean, I may be a little overweight. I have these kids that's not his, and these other things going on. You would think she would up the ante, have the meals cooked, run the bath water, give massages, suck your dick from the back, suck the soul out you. No is not a part of her vocabulary.
Nope.
Any hole, all holes are available any time of the night. She in the dead sleep. I got that bad, man. When I'm in a situation, hey man, my nature arise anytime. Hey, I don't care if you dead sleep. Let it happen. Ain't
Right.
no, wait till the morning. No, nah, just let it happen. You would think, but no, they still be like, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. Cook your own food, make your own plate, run your own bath water. Girl, do you not know you have like 2 or 3 kids? Do you not know that?
Right.
Do you not know that you're past the prime, mating age? Do you not know that? This is like, wow. You would think in a normal world, when women have these so-called strikes against them, they would be smart enough to up the ante. Because again, KS, it is competitive. It is a competitive dating what? Market.
Okay.
The
Yep.
whole term market, even that denotes competition. Because in a market, you always have a competing company or a business or whatever. You have Nike, then you have Adidas, then you have Reebok. You know what I'm saying? You have ABC, you have NBC, you have CBS. Everything is a competition in the market. So in a dating marketplace, there's competition, and you might have some negatives or some strikes against you. So normally you would try to up your other levels, but a lot of modern women won't even do that.
No. No, and I think some of them are starting to learn, but there is definitely a lot of room for improvement. Because the thing is that you come with children, and that
And
is
attitude.
right. Yeah, you come with children, and you come with children and the attitude like man, listen, you better go to Petco. You go to Petco, because
Yeah,
what's gonna happen is you, your 2 kids, your dog, your cat, your fish bowl. That's gonna be your crew for the rest of your life.
there you
Because
go. And eventually your kid's gonna get grown. They're gonna move out. Then you're gonna have what? An empty nest.
right, exactly. You're gonna
But
have an empty.
even then, at some point, your kids are gonna grow up and move out, and you're gonna have an empty nest. No humans. You're gonna have a zoo. You're gonna have a zoo up in there. You're gonna have a cat and a dog and a parakeet and a fish
Right,
and a turtle and a
right.
hamster and a rabbit. You're gonna have your own ecosystem. They're gonna be hunting each other.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have predators and prey. What the hell going on in there, man? None.
Right. Absolutely.
But no man. But no
Right.
man.
Right. Absolutely,
because
absolutely.
you go attitude. A
Right,
house full of female attitude and animals.
right.
Oh, bars. That's a video.
Absolutely,
A
absolutely.
house full of female attitude, and they both start with an A. Attitude and animals,
Yep.
and no man.
No, it is. It's like
And
I
that's real talk with Big Boss and King and Dreams in the building. Talking red
absolutely.
pill talk. Manosphere red pill talk. The spirit of Kevin Samuels is not dead. Because
Yep.
why? Kevin Samuels didn't really make a lot of this up. Shout out to him. He had his own term, unique terms. The CIA, the FBI, he made his own little term, just like Andre came up with the Cali curves or whatnot, and Boss got
Hmm.
to bust it up. Kevin Samuels did come up with some key terms, but what we're talking about is as old as time immemorial.
Right,
We're talking about ancient male female relationships and dynamics that existed since the dawn of time. That's how
right,
we got here. We
right,
got here because of our interactions. I'll go so far to say if stuff don't change, we're not gonna make it another 100 or 200 years. This is not
right,
sustainable. This is kind of false. It's kind of, I mean, we're living it, right? We're living it because we're alive, right? But it's kind of false, so to speak, if that makes sense. It's not
hmm,
sustainable. It's like a fantasy. It's like the modern day women are living out a fantasy, but it's not really real. It's not real. It's kind of fake and false. And,
right,
and if you look at it, you could like Matrix, the Matrix movie, you can see the little code behind the scenes, the little computer, the green computer code behind the scenes. You can peer through it. It's crumbling and falling apart already. It's already falling apart. So there's no way it can make it another 50, 60, 100 years. Why?
right.
We wasn't built to be like this. We was not built to be like this. It was already set up the way it's supposed to be already. Uh, hold on.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Cook.
Yeah, we were set up to, we were set up to be together. And kind of what Big Boss was saying is that we need to be together. We don't need to be apart. And it's more beneficial when we are together. Like the average woman spends 73 cents a minute. The average single woman spends 73 cents a minute. Just add that up. That's a lot, right? And the thing is that, these companies are not going to promote couples being together because it's not beneficial to their brand, right? Because they want you ladies to spend the money. They don't like. And the thing is that, like, usually when a woman is with the man, typically that the man will typically be in charge of the finances, or at least know, like, okay, you know what, we have a certain amount that we can spend on this and that. But a single woman will typically just spend her money willy-nilly, you know what I mean? So the thing is that it's not beneficial for these companies. Like, if you look at, you look at like anything that's being promoted, perfume, Victoria's Secret, all of these things. Now they all talk about and they all promote to women. They all promote to women. There's some things that promote to men, but a lot of things are being promoted to women because they know that the women are the consumers. The women are gonna buy. So the thing is that when these ladies are single, they're gonna buy stuff, right? Okay. Petco, especially with Petco, right? You get what I'm saying? So what they do is they're going to they're promoting. Petco will promote to women now. You know what I mean? So you see, like, the little dogs, you see, like, the little Shih Tzus, you see the Yorkies, all of that stuff, right? Because they know that woman is typically their top consumer. And it's really crazy, man. It's really crazy. And another thing I want to say is that as far as the amount of women, like, the cooperation or lack thereof is baffling because like shout out to shout out to real femme sapien. She actually went viral, so she did a video and she talked about submission, and in some of the comments the woman, some of the ladies were saying that she's delusional because she wants to submit to her husband. And one of the things that she said was very interesting. She mentioned that you submit to your boss, why not submit to your husband? And that makes perfect sense, right? Because a lot of modern women, you want to, you're the boss bitch and all that stuff, whatever the case is. But you have a job, you're submitting to your boss. So you're submitting to your boss. So you're saying that you would rather submit to your boss as opposed to submit to your man, submit to your husband, submit to the potential father of your children. So you would rather submit to someone that you don't know. So let's say that let's say you work for Goldman Sachs or whatever the case is. So the owner, so the CEO of Goldman Sachs, you are indirectly submitting to the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and this man doesn't know you. This man doesn't care about you. You know what I mean? So why not submit to a man that does care about you? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand the pushback. The word submit. Oh, we're supposed to be a partnership. Here's the thing: it's not a partnership. It's not a partnership. There's one leader and follower. Yes, you do work together. You work together for sure. And again, submitting does not mean that you're gonna get walked all over. Doesn't mean that you have to do everything that the man says. No, what submitting means is just being cooperative. Being cooperative, being friendly, making sure that when he comes home from work, he has a warm plate of meal, or in the morning, a nice breakfast, whatever he likes, whatever he likes, his favorite meal or his favorite meals, after he comes home from work or whatever, and he likes sports, maybe have, he puts to put on the game, maybe bring him a beer or something. Or if he doesn't drink, maybe his favorite tea, maybe his favorite juice, whatever it is. But just have like his favorite things ready, and just be agreeable. Now, of course, if he's potentially making a bad decision, you could just say, hey, you know what, baby, let's talk, let's look at it from a different standpoint or something of the sort. Of course, like, a man is going to want to listen to you. If he married you, he values you and he values your opinion. So I just don't understand what the problem is with the cooperation and the word submit. Like, to submit, it seems like it's such a dirty word. Now, not to get too biblical, but the man submits to God and the woman submits to the man. So I don't see what the problem is.
Boom. Well said. Well said. Yeah. Well, uh, everybody does it to a point for the most part. Not everybody, but almost everybody does it. Uh, People that even claim to be right, claim
Mhm.
to be a Christian or claim to be biblical,
Right,
they pick and choose and cherry pick the parts of the Bible that they want to adhere to. Uh,
right,
it clearly says, wives, submit to your husbands. Now, another part of that, as your husband submit to Christ, but you're right. Even
right.
God cherry picked that, right? Everybody cherry picks. Hierarchy, cooperation,
Hmm.
gender roles, strength and weaknesses. Women and females have certain strengths that men just don't have, right?
Right,
Women are stronger than men in certain aspects, and men are a lot stronger than women in most other aspects. And the two what complement each other. And because
right,
they complement each other, this is how together we was able to move through history together. The strength and the weaknesses of the man and the woman complementing each other, working together, we was able to move through history. Now in this modern age, things are being upended, and we're not going to, in my estimation, we're not going to be able to continue. Now, the whole thing is America is not the world. Amen. America is not the world. And what America has to realize, as a strong superpower, and all that. Rome was a superpower. Rome was the America 2,000 years ago.
Right.
Rome was a mighty, mighty superpower that controlled a lot of the known world through military might. Uh, you know, they were set up. They had they had a senate. They had an emperor. They had a senate. They had their sporting games and coliseums and arenas. They had massive armies that would take over other areas and send resources back. Rome was the America back in the day, and Rome fell. One other reason I had studied this, I had studied this years ago in some of my other studies, because that to me that was interesting how such a mighty empire can just fall and crumble. There were a lot of aspects, of course, and there's always going to be multiple things that chipped away at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
One was the militaristic aspect. They spread themselves too thin. They try to control too much. It's expensive to have all them armies all over the place, or what, even if they send the resources back. So again, America trying to police all over the world. Uh, they had a welfare state towards the end that really crumpled their society. At one point, they was giving out the bread and the grain and coin to people that wasn't even producing. That doesn't work in the long term. You don't work, you don't eat. You can't sustain that. It has to be income and outcome. So they had a welfare state that helped crumble them down. But a big thing, and I'm gonna say this on my channel. Uh, they became very the men male dominated society over time became very effeminated, lost a lot of their masculinity, a lot of their rigidity, and they eventually got invaded by much masculine, you know, male dominated barbarian tribes and hordes, right? Even if I'm not really saying it right, I'm a nerd with this shit. I really studied and researched this stuff, right? Even if I'm not quite saying it right, I know what I read, I know what I studied, right? And again, it's kind of complex. But one of the things is that Rome over time, the society and the culture degraded, and the men basically stopped being men. And when the men stopped being men, real men, even though small, much smaller nations, but then a lot of these smaller nations tried, they'd all band together like ants. They came together and they band together. These smaller nations had some mighty masculine alpha men, and they took over Rome. So, message to America, men in America, you want to stop being men, you want to be feminine. Men, you want to give up your male sovereignty over to a woman. You want to hand it to a woman. A woman, whoa, about to get my channel shut down. Pause, breaks. So I'm going to say, thank God, America is not the world. And I can see in some years, if things don't change, right? Thank God for Kevin Samuels. Maybe he was the wake up call that was needed, at least the ripple, the start, the initial ripple, and it continues. But at least that shock, that slap in the face, at least that ripple, with females and women, modern women will start to think, and maybe it might manifest 2 or 3 years from now. But he was that initial ripple. If things don't change, we're going down, and it's still shooting outside. But I'm gonna keep my mind frame. America, America has gunshots. America is not the world, Oakland. America is not the world. And so even if America do kind of go down because the culture wants to mirror Hollywood so much, like I said earlier in the show, America culture kind of mirrors Hollywood culture. Everybody want to be a celebrity. Even regular people want to be a celebrity, want to be a social media celebrity. Everybody want like action and drama and strife in their lives, and they just can't live a regular life. All this ageism. How old are you? Ooh, look, get somebody your own age. All this stuff in other cultures around the world, and I seen it. And Kings and Dreams seeing it, he just came back from another
Yep.
country. And the other cultures around the world, they're still traditional. They're still traditional. Men are men, women are women. I don't want to say women are in their place, women stay in a place. I don't want to say that. So I don't, even though I'm thinking it. I don't want to say women stay in a place. Women know their roles, and men know their roles, right? We both have roles, and it works. These people don't even make half the money. They don't make a third of the money. They might make
Mm-hmm.
a quarter. They make a quarter of the money, and they're
Mm-hmm.
happy.
Yep.
How do they make $400 a month? $400 a month for a family, and they're happy. The woman knows her role. The man knows her role. His role. My bad. They know their roles, right? They know,
Right. 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 Yep.
and society moves forward. They're not caught up in this bullshit. How old are you? What kind of car do you drive? What name brand? Let me look at your shoes. Let me look at your pants. You know, they're not caught up in that. Traditional male female roles, traditional
Right.
society. This is how we make it. What happened to America? We're going down. We continue with this bullshit. We going down. Men, get your passports so you can see how life is supposed to be. Get your
Right.
passports so you can see how women are supposed to act. Get your
Mm-hmm.
passport so you can see that FBI, feminine, beautiful,
Beautiful and
and fit.
inspirational.
Cali, okay, there you go. Cali Kirk, melanin with curves. Get your passports, man. Get your passport. So you at least you can have a baseline comparison, right? So and then come back. And that's what I did when I first got it. You go over there for a few weeks or whatever, you experience over there, your eyes are open, you're out the matrix, and you come back. Wait a minute. One of these places is not the other. Hold on. I went over there, my eyes are open, like the Matrix movie, right? Neo. Boop, pull that thing out, you get out that pink gook, you disconnect it from the Matrix machine. I get over there, my eyes are open. I come back to the States. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is wow. This is not normal. We think it's normal because we was born here. We was born in California. We was born in New York. We were born in Texas. We were born in Florida. We were born in Ohio. We were raised and born in the States, and a lot of us in the inner city ghettos of America. TV, Saturday morning cartoons, all the stuff, right?
Yep.
Watching Knight Rider 18, watching all this stuff. We were raised in this American culture. So we think it's normal. Go overseas. Go overseas. You're like, wow, a woman fixes the plate, serves the man, he eats first. Then she sit. He gets his plate. A woman is submissive. A woman listens. You come back here, make your own plate. Wow. Maylene is coming for your man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all those other ethnic names. Shout out to the coming for your man. Get a
Mm-hmm.
clue. Modern Matrix women, get a clue.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And another thing, and another thing, Big Boss, check the private chat. But another thing, is that like when I mentioned the children, right? So we are humans, but we have to understand that we are also mammals. Yes, we're obviously evolved, but when it comes to children, now if you notice in any animal community, like if there is if the father ends up dying and the mother ends up meeting another, let's just say, lion or whatever, right? The lioness, the lion dies,
Yeah.
and the mother
I
is
know
left
where
with,
this is going.
yep, the mother is left with the cubs. The mother's left with the cubs. When she meets another lion, they actually eat the cubs. They eat the cubs. And obviously, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that for children, but what I'm saying is that the man does not accept any child that is not his. They don't. So yes, I understand we're humans, but we're mammals, and we still have a lot of that thinking. We evolved, but we still have a lot of that thinking because most men, especially men of value, high value man, high earner, not rich yet, Henry. So I would be considered a Henry. Uh, I'll be considered a Henry. One more year, I'll be considered high value. But the thing is,
Hey,
but the thing, thanks, man. I appreciate you. But the thing is that now, like, okay, I have a lot to offer, and I'm not going to allocate my resources to a child that's not mine. And then a woman could probably, should any ladies that's trying to push back and say, yes, you have a child, right? I do have a child, but I take
but
care of my child.
yeah.
I take care
Hello,
of my
hello.
child, right?
We are
I'm
not the same.
right.
Exactly.
It's not the same,
It's
right?
not the same.
Right. That's the
It's
thing,
a different calculus. It is
right?
a different calculus. One,
Absolutely.
one, I am the primary breadwinner regardless. I take care of my child.
Right,
And if I come in your situation, I will also be taking care of your child.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Completely agree. Completely agree.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, this has been a great talk, man. We can go ahead and wrap it up and land the plane. We've been rocking out for over an hour and a half. I think my counter says an hour and 40 minutes. So
Yep.
shout out to us. I did have a few interruptions in transparency. Um, I'm actually on the clock. So I hope my job don't see this. I'm getting paid right now. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, I'm getting paid, believe it or not. And so one call was from my coworker. Man, when you coming to work? Get your ass
Oh.
on YouTube and come to work. And
Oh.
another, and another call was from one of our third party contractors that called because I also have the job. I have this is the job phone. This is my personal phone, and this is my job phone. So this
Mhm.
phone rang, my personal phone with my coworker, and the job phone rang with one of our third party contractors.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the sign. I think Bossy Boss needs to get to work. Uh, Again, subscribe to Bossy Boss so I can go full time and I don't have to answer the work phone. This can be my full time job. Subscribe, man. Y'all something else. Y'all look at all my videos and run my videos up to 2K views. Thank you. That's a lot for me. 2K views. I don't even get 20 subs off of it. I'm like, what the hell? Shout out! I made my too short video, the one where it appeared that Too Short dissed Kevin Samuels, and I made that whole video kind of explain it. I kind of gave Too Short an out, right? Um, Shout out that video doing numbers over 2K, 2.3K. Do
Wow.
you know? Do you know 2.3K? I didn't get 20 subs out of it. It's
Wow.
not even 1%. I'm like, what? What's 10% out of 2,000? And what's 1%? I'm like, goodness gracious. So it's something about that, man. It's YouTube, man. We got to stick at it. But shout out to you, man, Kings of Dreams. You were coming along, man. You're slowly getting there. And as always, once I put this video out, you are obviously clear. You was on it. Use any portions of it. I tried to remember to make you big at certain points where you were cooking. You can
Mhm.
really take that out. And like even if it's a 3 minute section, blah blah blah. King talking
Right.
this shit. So you can always use it as a clip. Yeah, this YouTube stuff is funny, man. So you guys make sure you also subscribe to Kings and Dreams. He's up and coming. He's also a hard worker. He works one job, but his one job is like two of my jobs. He's Mr. High Value. He's six figures. I'll keep it real. Boss is not even six figures. With two jobs, I'm barely six figures. This guy is six figures on one job, but he puts in the time. He works 80 hours a week. He is management on his job, 80 hours a week, and he's doing YouTube. So when he devotes time to YouTube, because time is the most precious resource, when he
Mhm.
devotes time to YouTube, and you guys watch his content, please subscribe, man. I know it's a foreign concept. People just want to be entertained and they want to scroll and look, but just like you got scrolling eyeballs and a scrolling finger, let that scrolling finger be a boop subscribe finger. It doesn't cost money. It costs
Nope.
no money for you to do this. Literally, just to do this. It costs no money. You
All right.
use your eyeballs to look and scroll. Do this. So as content creators, take our time. And a lot of us, the smart, it is what it is. Struggle streamers, struggle YouTubers, right? We work regular jobs and we doing YouTube. When we put our time into YouTube, and sometimes we might be taking a little bit of time away from work, like now. A lot of times we taking a lot of sleep away from our sleep schedule. Hello.
Yep.
Can you boop? Can you subscribe, please? Please subscribe. The Big Boss, King of Dreams, and all of your favorite content creators that you watch. Yes, you show up and watch, and views matter. Views matter. Watch it and subscribe. Leave a comment and share. So, Mr. King and Dreams, any closing words, sir? I'm gonna make you big. This
Okay.
Cook.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Boom.
Well, first of all, Big Boss, man, thank you for having me, man. And as Big Boss stated, man, like, we take time out. Like, if you look behind this way, you can still see my suitcase. I still haven't fully unpacked from when I was in Colombia, because as soon as I got back, I went right back to work. I had my son's birthday, so I had to, hold it down for him. You know what I mean? And then I had to get right back to YouTube, and this is my third video. This is my third live stream that I'm doing, myself. I did my own. I did one with Where's Chuck, and now I'm here with Big Boss. And I love doing what I do. I love doing what I do. What I would just say is, for everybody to definitely like and subscribe. And I know you get wrapped up in watching the content, you want to be entertained, but we always mention like and subscribe, because we need the viewership, and it's basically showing your appreciation for what we do. We take our time to give you this content to help educate you. Take whatever you want from this video, or any videos that Big Boss does, any video that I've done. It's to help you, educate yourself, because we want to teach you guys something. We want to teach you guys something. Big Boss mentioned, get your passport, and you'll see how different things are on the other side of the world. You do see women that are cooperative. You do see women that are naturally submissive, and they fall into that role. You don't have to go back and forth with the woman and argue and basically try to convince her to submit. No, get your passport. But also, I would say this for men: if you were a simp here, you will be a simp and anywhere else. So what I would say is definitely make sure that you get this information and become RP aware. Whether you want to say, oh, I don't know about the red pill, blue pill, that's bullshit. No, listen, here's the thing. There is realism in what we're saying. Whether you believe in the vernacular doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that, to be RP aware, to understand the mannerisms, to understand that, you need to be masculine men, you need to be a leader, you need to be a provisioner. Because the thing is, when you take these details with you and you travel overseas, you can have a pretty young thing like Taylor Made Dreams, or a beautiful wife like Andre Love crossing borders. Zoom to Thailand, Richie Mack. You can, I'm leaving out a couple of people, but I'm just naming those three right now. And obviously Big Boss travels. Big Boss is going to be going to Thailand in 2 weeks. So Big Boss is going to, how he says, bust it up, but he's going to do his thing. But he's gonna do his thing. So again, take that passport. You can start off something. You can start off small. Maybe go to Mexico. Even if you go to Cancun, or go to Dominican Republic or something like that. Like, you've never been out the country before, but we as a travel community, we have this information. We have this information, and you do not have to just sit here and go back and forth with a woman that's not cooperating with you. And ladies, you don't have to sit here and deal with a man who's a Pookie or a Ray Ray, a man who's not about anything, a man who doesn't want to work, or a man that wants to take advantage of you. So get your passport too. And again, as I stated, I would say again, RP awareness is key. And that is it for me, man. And shout out to Big Boss for having me. And stay purposely purposeful. And I'm out.
Purposely purposeful. That's what's up. Yeah, this is segue on that. It gets me when guys, right? I can see, the chatter from the women, from the women's side, but guys to push back on the red pill. I'm like, man, the red pill's for you. It's
Right.
like you're taking off your own bulletproof vest. You are taking the bullets out of your own gun. You're disarming yourself. The red pill is for you. And really, the red pill, yes, some people get caught up in terminology. And I think over time, the terms, the words have become politicized, have become demonized, become stigmatized. It's a stigma, but the concept is just a raw ancient concept. So regardless what you call it, that's just a modern term somebody came up with. I don't know who said it first. I don't want to miscredit nobody. Whoever came up with the term first with red pill, even though I know both mostly from the movie The Matrix because it fits so much. But it's just a term. It's a term. It's a term to denote a real factual thing in real life. All right, female nature. Really understanding the reality of female nature, and not really demonizing female nature too much, but understanding it. Because again, nature don't care about your feelings, right? Nature is nature. Nature, it been here before us. It's gonna be here long, and when we dead and gone, it's still gonna be here. What I say, thousands of years of civilizations, men and women coming together, the strength and the weaknesses coming together, men and women working together for thousands of years. It's nature. So we have to understand a women's nature, and women need to really take time to understand a man's nature. A man is a man. A man is not a woman. A woman is not a man. Oop, I don't know if I can say that in this day and age, right? But I said it. So hopefully my channel don't get shut down. You have men, you have women, you have masculine, you have feminine roles. The roles complement each other. Women need to understand a man's nature and not try to change a man to fit her narrative. Because at that point, in so many words, right? He still be a male, whatever. But in so many words, then he's not really truly a man. If a woman can take a man out of his masculine frame, and I'm not talking about for a minute, right? We all get mad, we all get upset, we all might get in our feminine for a minute and man, I'll kill you, But I'm not talking about that one time, that one blow off steam. But I'm saying if a woman could get a man out of his masculine nature, or better yet, this topsy-turvy society, it seems like women want men to submit. Hello, I'm trying to land the plane, and Bossy-Boss, I'm setting off sparks around on gasoline, a whole nother fire to cook again. We're not trying to do that. That's going to be part two. It seems like modern day women, it ain't no scene. Modern day women don't want to submit to a man, and it seems like modern day women want the man to submit to them. Wow. Where does that happen? That is totally topsy-turvy. We would have never made, man, we wouldn't have got out the Stone Age. We would not have came out the caves. We would not have got out the huts and villages. We would have not have built big giant. Well, yeah, because men would not have built the big giant. All the modern day appliances that.
Yep. Yep.
We gonna land this plane. If
Yeah,
you
that's
didn't know,
that's definitely a
because
part
it's
two
been
right
said
there.
before. Whether I say it or not, you say it or not, all of this has kind of been said before. We're really repeating ourselves. We're really spinning the wheel. Sometimes things have to be said again and again to drive it in. It's been said before. Even what I'm saying now is not the very first time. Shout out to KS been saying this. People were saying this before Kevin Samuels' recipe. People was the stuff
Patrice
Kevin
O'Neal.
Samuels was kicking. Rest in peace, all respect to Kevin Samuels. People were saying that years before Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
And he made it big on YouTube, but people already been saying that.
Yeah.
Anything I say, even anything King say, technically is not really new. But for some reason, it's just not sinking in. I don't know. I digress. Bossy
Yep.
Boss talk.
Mm-hmm.
King and Dreams.
And R.I.P. to Patrice O'Neal, because Patrice O'Neal was
He
that
was
was that
original KS.
right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he's like the original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So definitely, man. Yeah, man, this was great, man. Salute to you, brother.
Yes,
Salute to you,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I know you had tonight, as of tonight, this is your third stream.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier tonight, you started off early this evening on your channel. You had Razor Rays on your channel.
Yep. Shout out to Razor Rays.
And what was the name? The title? What did you title that live? It was a live stream. What did you title that one?
So the live stream was actually called is Medellin truly safe or is it really dangerous?
Is Medellin truly safe or is it dangerous?
Or is it
Okay.
really dangerous?
Or really dangerous. All right. So yeah, everybody make sure when you go to King and Dreams page, when you go to King in Dreams page, just like the spell right there, King and Dreams, search through his videos, find that video and watch it. It's a live stream with King and Dreams featuring Razor Ray on his channel. Razor Rays came to King's channel, and that's the name of that video. Make sure you watch it. So he did that video with Razor Rays on your channel. Shout out to you and Rays. Mm-hmm. Then I believe you went on Where's Chuck channel?
Yes. Yes. So Where's Chuck? Where's Chuck actually had an interview with my guy Juan, who I connected Chuck with. And my guy Juan, he's a tattoo artist in Medellin. He is a Venezuelan. He speaks fluent English. He speaks fluent English. And so not only does he do tattoos and piercings, but Juan is just an overall genuine good guy. Anything that you need, he can hook you up with. Like for gentlemen who don't really speak Spanish or who don't know Spanish, he can help translate. He can make sure that you are not being taken advantage of, because he'll make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. He can translate. He's cool to hang out with too. You want to go to the bar, grab a beer or something, or hang out, grab some food, whatever it is. Juan is just a genuine cool guy. And then also his wife works VIP for the club that I like to go to, which is called Jams, and that's a hip hop reggae dance hall club.
Oh wow, hip hop, yes. And so we're talking Medellin, right?
Yes, Medellin, correct.
Medellin, Colombia. So yes. you have your personal friend now, because I know again you're Mr. Medellin. You're renting an apartment in Medellin, so you go to Medellin. You go to Medellin often, so you have a guy boots on the ground who speaks perfect English. He can be a translator. He can hook you up with taxis. He can help you with negotiations, and he can show you the spots. And his wife works at a hip hop bar, a hip hop club. So if someone wanted to get in contact with this Juan, if they're planning a trip to Medi, if they're planning, especially you really got to know how to move in Medellin now. Like I said, I know you had the video. That's why you guys make sure you go watch the video. Medellin, is it really safe or dangerous? I'm messing up the name, but it's more so important to have those type of connections with people with boots on the ground. We say that a lot in the travel community. When and where possible, always try to find genuine, right? Not just shysters. genuine local guys on the
Right.
local scene that you can become cool with. And a lot of times, you do need to take care of them, pay it forward, buy them a drink or so or this and that or whatever, shoot them a little something for their time, you know what I'm saying? Because again, everything is time. Like we said, as YouTubers, when we doing our time on YouTube, you know, if you don't
Yep.
give at least super chats or cash apps, at least subscribe, valuing somebody's time. If they're taking time out of their schedule, they're taking their time to help you, you benefiting, they're helping you, give something back. Yeah, so it's good to find these local guys. So sounds like Kings and Dreams got a good friend in this Juan. So if somebody really wanted to contact Juan, if they're planning a Medellin trip and they want to know how to move, then they obviously, you're the middle. They have to go through you. And you did say again, you do give consultations. You give consultations on how to move in Medellin, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, and also the only thing Juan does not do is Juan does not drive, but
He
I
doesn't
do.
drive taxis.
Yeah, but I do have two drivers, and
Oh,
actually, I have two drivers. So one of my subscribers actually hit me up, and he wants to get in contact with one of my drivers. Now, my
okay.
driver, the thing is that he does not speak English.
Mm,
He speaks Spanish, but he's very cool.
I see.
So just use, yeah, exactly, just use the translator app. He
I
and
want to go here.
right, exactly. So he'll just say just escribe tu dirección. Yeah, give me your address.
Yeah.
That's it. Right, write
Yeah,
me your
Scribler,
address.
right. Scribler
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, yeah. So like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, I got it back. So I was saying, so Brian and Juan, like they'll get you whatever you need. If guys, if you want a manga, you know,
Hey.
you know,
What's it up?
yeah, if now if you're looking for, a genuine lady, genuine connection, got that.
Okay.
Right. So for all of my herbals, for all of my herbal guys, if you need that, that's cool. So it's all good.
Good high every day.
Right. Yep.
That man, King of Dream got the hookup, man.
Absolutely,
Shout
man.
out to Richie Mack Zoom to Thailand. He called Boss the plug. But hell, King and Dreams is the plug for Medellin. You hear that? King and Dreams is the plug for Medellin. So yeah,
Absolutely,
all you
man.
Medi guys, if you guys want to plan a trip to Medellin, make sure you hit up Kings and Dreams. And the best way for people to hit you up is obviously through your Instagram, right?
Yes, correct. Correct. As you see the name below, Kings and Dreams, KINGZ, the letter N, and then Dreams on YouTube and Instagram. So I know that a lot of you guys forget the N and you put and. It's actually just
It's
one
in.
N. Yeah,
And
it's just
it has to
one
be the
N.
Z. The Z for
Right. Yes,
Kings, the Z
exactly.
for Dreams, and N. Right.
Yep, absolutely. Correct. Correct. Correct.
Okay, that's what it is. I'm not gonna hold you, man. Like I said, I know you had 3 lives. You started a live with Razor Ray on your channel.
Hmm.
Then you went to Where's Chuck? You had a live. You did a live with Where's Chuck, and
Yep.
then you answered the call to Big Boss. You were summoned to my court. Thank you for appearing for the summons when the boss call. It's all
Absolutely,
good,
man.
man. Like I said, I needed a segment to plug in for my Saturday Night Live, and so this will be it. So technically, guys, as you guessed by now, 2 hours in, this was not live, but it's live enough, pre-recorded, but for you. And if you kind of trip on what we're talking about, you can pretty much tell when this was recorded, what we're talking about. But again, content is content. Now we had a solid 2 hours, 2 hours of raw, solid content, and we can easily cook for another hour or so. But
That's a fact.
we're gonna save that for part 2. So thank you guys who's watching this, who will be watching this, leaving comments as this stream or whatnot. I'm gonna join you on the stream. I'm sure King's gonna join you in the stream. We
Yep.
all gonna laugh together. We giving content. We all stick together, and it is what it is. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Kings, for answering my summons And we're just gonna rock out at another time. I'm gonna bid you a good night.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Salute to you, big boss. And I will definitely be on the stream, tomorrow, rocking out with everybody. All right, man. Salute.
Peace. And that's what it is. Bossy boss. Well, I still have a stream. What the hell was going on? Make my own self big. Okay. Whatever that was about. Yeah, so that's what it is. Like I said, shout out to King and Dreams. King and Dreams answered my call. It's kind of late here. It's late here for me, so it's super late for him on the East Coast. And he did 2 other live streams. This was his 3rd live stream. But again, when boss call, people listen. So shout out to Kings and Dreams for burning the midnight oil with Bossy Boss. And with that being said, Bossy Boss got to get to work, to my real work. Hopefully one day this could be my real work when I get the subscribers up. But it is what it is. Thank you guys for coming out, for pulling up, for taking time out of your schedule to watch the boss, a boss and a king talk about things. You know what I'm saying? It was all a dream. That's what it is. So that's what it is, guys. Until next time. Peace. Big Boss, Oakland. Gunshots. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, man.